Hey everybody, thanks for tuning back in to another OTRAM YouTube video. Had an interesting one come in this morning. I've got a 2018 Toyota Prius. It went to another shop. They diagnosed it as blown head gasket, 2 bent connecting rods, and needed an engine. But then they were too backed up to get the work, so it ended up coming here. We pulled it in, checked codes, and there weren't any misfire codes, there weren't any rough running codes. Nothing that really pointed at a blown head gasket other than coolant dumping out the tailpipe as you drove and a low coolant reservoir. So I pulled all the spark plugs. They all matched, looked the same. No steam cleaning on any of them. Same with the tops of the pistons. They all looked, they had soot on them. They weren't spotlessly clean like you normally see with a head gasket. So I put the pressure tester. Actually, I filled the cooling system back up and then put the pressure tester on it and left it over the weekend with the spark plugs out. Came in this morning, the degas bottle was completely empty, but there was no sign of coolant in the cylinders or in the oil. So we buttoned it back up, took it for another test drive with coolant in it to see if we could get it to misfire, do anything funky. And it runs fine other than coolant dumping out the tailpipe. So it's like, okay, maybe the initial diagnosis wasn't correct. Maybe it's the heat exchanger down on the catalytic converter. And I'll raise this up and show you what I did to test. But I bypassed the heat exchanger down below. I just looped the hoses and then repressurized the cooling system. And I don't know if you guys probably can't really see that, but it hasn't moved off of 15 PSI for 6 hours. Before, when you would pressure test the cooling system, it would rapidly drop and the coolant level in the degas bottle would drop. So I'll raise this up and show you how I double checked that it was indeed the heat exchanger. So down underneath the car, we've got a heat exchanger built into the catalytic converter. And there's 2 hoses that would normally go from the vehicle to the heat exchanger. I've just got those looped, and that's why I'm still holding pressure on the degas bottle up top. And then down here at the heat exchanger, I capped one of the lines that originally went to the body. And in the other one, I've got my universal radiator pressure tester. And we can pump this up, but the needle rapidly drops and you can actually hear it hissing inside the heat exchanger here. So we know for sure that we've got a leaking heat exchanger, and replacing this will fix us. We don't need a head gasket or an engine. Luckily, the other shop was too busy and it ended up coming to us so we could figure out what was really going on. I've heard of this happening, but I'd never actually seen it before until this one. So I thought I'd make a quick video on it. Anyway, hope that was helpful to somebody out there. If you found it interesting, please like and subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next video. Thanks.